Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of PKBinspire. Today we are going to do a reaction video. So this is the Shark Tank reaction that I'm going to do. This video is particularly interesting because of the kind of deal that happened and the nature of their business model. I think we can learn a thing or two. So let's delve right into it.
Do you want to give a gift that you know will get a strong emotional reaction? A gift that captures memories? A gift that creates new ones?
Greeting cards, flowers, they all fall flat because they're kind of impersonal and sooner or later end up in the trash.
That's where Songlorious comes in with a gift that lasts forever.
Songlorious is a website that anyone can use to have a personalized, studio quality song made completely from scratch for any occasion. All you have to do is go to the website, choose a genre, tell us your story, and one of our artists will have a song created especially for your loved one. Let us give you a little taste of what you can expect from Songlorious.
This is a very interesting business model. I think the whole idea of creating music and having it so personalized and customized is a very interesting product that they have here. So let's see how they do.
Kevin, oh Kevin, your bald head reflects me. But that don't mean that you ain't sexy. Ooh, she's selling things on TV. Yeah, sweet Lori. Her long blonde hair makes me really jelly. Hey, Mark Cuban, we don't want to hear crickets. Let's make a deal and throw in some courtside tickets. Back in New York City, Daymond John is making bank. And Peter Jones from across the pond is here on Shark Tank.
Yeah, very good.
Yay. Good job.
So
This
Sharks,
is a typical example of having to demonstrate your product.
which one of you wants to rock
And roll with us
into the future of gift giving?
Offer some repeers.
Right.
Good job.
How does it work?
So every song is completely unique and made per order. So you go to the website, you choose a genre, you tell us how long you want the song to be. We've got options from 30 seconds to 3 minutes. And the price depends on those two factors. And then you just tell us your story. You tell us the occasion and about the person it's for. Part of the order process, you choose the genre, and some of them are acoustic genres, which are priced a little cheaper, and some of them are full production. We've got pop rock, country rock, EDM, and then it's up to the artists to provide all of the instrumentation.
What's the price between a 30-second versus a 3-minute?
So a 30-second is $45. That's what it starts at for an acoustic song. And for a full 3-minute song, if it's acoustic, $205. And if it's a full instrumentation, it's $230.
So how does it work then? So you've got a load of freelance singers,
Yes.
Yes.
We have about 100 musicians on our team right now.
and how much do you pay them each time they do a song?
So we pay them anywhere between 35 to 55% of the song's order cost, plus any tips that they get 100% of.
And the average tip is about $51.
Good for them. That's awesome.
And what have your
So
sales been to so far since you've launched?
So last year we made $700,000.
So I think this is a very interesting business model. So on the other hand, there are freelance musicians out there, producers and instrumentalists. And then there are people, ordinary people who actually want music customized specifically, for their occasions. So I think it's amazing how they are bridging the gap between like freelance musicians who need work or who need gigs, and then customers who actually want customizable music. And I think this is a viable business model because, if you want a music with specific, let's say, nicknames of your friend's birthday or, either for a wedding occasion or whatever it is, this is a perfect site for you to do that. So I think their business model makes sense to me. So let's see how much sales they are making.
Wow. This year to date, we've made $1.1 million.
Wow, that's so great.
You made $1.1 million. What do you get to the bottom line by the time it's
Bottom
sold?
line is 9% profit so far.
9%?
And that's after you guys pay yourselves, obviously.
No, that's before we pay ourselves.
Before you pay yourselves?
No, well, when we started, we were living in Brooklyn in an apartment with 4 other roommates, and I just basically used my personal credit cards to start the website. And we basically, any money we were making, we were putting back in.
How did you come up with this idea?
So we're both musicians. We made a personalized song for one of my friends for their wedding right before the pandemic hit. And then we decided to kind of turn that idea into a website and then put some advertising money behind it because we believed in the idea.
But then we started getting more orders than we could handle. And we were staying up all night in our apartment, making music.
Writing music too.
We were overwhelmed. So, and that's at the same time, artists were contacting us, looking like, hey, we saw your ad, I'm looking for work. And we're like, join the team because we need people.
This is a lifelong dream realized, to be able to put my passion for music into my career. It's the best feeling in the world. And to do it with, love of my life.
Now, who has knocked you off so far? How many competitors do you have?
So there are other businesses that do this. It's, personalized songs have really been around since
So
Telegram.
they essentially have just described the beginning of this whole company or idea that they have. And so you can clearly tell that these guys just are grinding. So the gentleman said he had to kind of max out his credit card, living with roommates at the beginning and all that. And I think this is the part of the entrepreneurship journey that many of us sometimes overlook. The fact that when you're starting out, usually you don't have everything figured out. You don't have all the finances. Even sometimes your business model would have some loopholes and all that. But you can tell from their experience and of course from other experience that I have shared on this channel that starting out is the most important thing. Just get out there and get your hands dirty. Just get out there and pursue that idea. In the process, you're going to learn a ton of lessons.
The singing Telegram, it's new. It seems new, but it's very old. There are some websites out there that are just one person. They typically have long turnaround times and high prices. And then the other ones that have a roster of musicians are typically templated songs where they just change a name and
Is it just the two of you running the company?
It started with just the two of us. Now we have 4 full-time employees.
So where do you see this company going?
We can copy and paste this model into other languages. Right now, we only do songs in English. We really want to dive into the wedding sector as well. We do a lot of songs for weddings already, but we feel like there's a
This is what I mentioned at the beginning. The wedding sector is a huge opportunity for these entrepreneurs. And I think what's also very interesting is the fact that they are looking at other languages, which for me, I think makes sense. So, I mean, if you can get, people from other countries, having some of these compositions made in their local languages, that would be fantastic. Either Spanish, either Ga or Tree, Fanti or German, whatever the language is, I think this would be fantastic opportunity.
A lot of opportunity there.
Wedding sector.
And then additionally with the corporate world, we already have a couple of companies who are ordering songs all the time. Anytime somebody gets promoted or hired, they buy them a custom song.
What would you like to use the money for?
We're going to use it for all the marketing expansions that we're looking for, whether it's digital, television, radio, etc.
The truth is, we're musicians. We're not marketing experts. We've come this far, but we really need...
You want to use the $400,000 to professionalize the whole operation, basically.
Exactly.
I get the feeling and sense that you're not business people. That's why you're here. You need help.
Yes.
Get
Do you
that.
like this?
But
So do I.
do you have a forecast? Do you have any idea of where this could get to?
We have a general idea from just forecasting regular numbers wise. We're looking
Ooh,
2.5.
Kevin is moving over to Mark. I think they are trying to get like a joint deal together. Let's
Million.
see.
2.5 million this year, and we're looking out for about 5 million next year. And
So in
there's-
the UK, I used to own a company called Red Letter Days. Basically, it was an experience company. You could buy a recording for whatever you wanted, for a birthday, for whatever. Very, very similar. We sold it and we made a lot of money. One thing that was really interesting is it took off.
Yeah.
It was really, really big. But it took off because we decided to make it really simple. And your website and your technology you're using is absolutely vital to get that right. But I do think with the right backup in terms of technology, I think this could be huge, particularly for weddings.
That means
Yeah.
so much to hear from
Thank you.
You guys, with what's happening in artificial intelligence, you've seen, emulated voices that sound really, really, really good. I have a company called Synthesia, and that's all they do is replicate voices.
Wow.
So you can take my voice saying this and convert it to 30 different languages.
Ellen,
You know?
Amama, based on the experience that I have in growing businesses like this,
That I think is a very profound aspect, or let's say perspective, that Mark is bringing on. So the fact that they can incorporate technology into this whole business model really expands the horizon for the potential market for these entrepreneurs. Because if, let's say that a musician on the platform sings in English, let's say happy birthday song for someone, they could easily use technology, AI, to actually kind of synthesize and translate that into another language. And if the algorithm is really good and it sounds good, I mean, why not? You could resell it. So that becomes some form of inventory that you can have on the site. So I think that's a very profound perspective that Mark has just brought on board.
I could be your perfect partner. And that's why I'm going to make you an offer.
Okay.
But my offer doesn't come cheap. I'm going to offer you $400,000. But I'd like to share the business with you equally. I'd like a third of the business.
Counter offer summary appears.
Appreciate the offer very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This type of business could be huge. I can help you scale this business from a global perspective, and I think that's really important for a business like this.
Absolutely. You know, the global market is definitely something we're interested in.
I think Peter has a great offer on the table. That's why I'll match that, but for 20%.
All sharks are still in. Ellen and Omea have 2 offers on the table for their custom song business, Songlorious. But Mark and Kevin may also be interested.
I'm huge in the wedding industry, obviously, but I like Cuban's technology idea, and he owns that company, has a piece of it. How about we partner, Cuban and I? 50-50, offer you the $400,000, we'll do it for 25%.
Actually, what we should do is we should see if Peter wants to come in and go to the 33, but let Peter handle the international, Kevin handle the weddings and everything. I can deal with the technological side.
Well, this so far is interesting. So Mark wants to kind of bring 3 sharks on board, and that's very interesting. So I just hope that they give them a bit more money or something like that, because I think that's a lot of equity. Let's see.
Now, we'd still need the 33%.
That gives us enough each
If Peter's in for that.
I would love to do that. I think
Come
that's
on, guys, give me some room here.
Hell no.
Hey, why don't we take it up to 40? I'm going to add the diversity.
No.
You know how close I am with the music community? Come on, man. Listen, this is going to be a social media play, right? African Americans, we like to talk. So why don't you a little bit?
Daymond wants to come into the deal, and I think he wants to have a piece of the cake. So hopefully they are going to probably increase their equity, but that should be commensurate also with the amount of money they are going to give. So
let me in on a little bit. Give me a little sidewalk here.
Damon.
Another 7%.
I'm
we
feeling
all
very
split
left
it.
out all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Can you sing, Lori?
Like right now, we're going to throw Daymond under the bus. Unless you're willing to go to 40% to give us 10 each, then we get everything he's got on social. You got 4 sharks. We love the deal.
And actually, we should put in, to go to 40%, we should put in a little bit more money.
Agreed.
So that it should be $500K at that point.
Done.
Right. Now, look, it seems like a lot, but effectively, we're letting you to stay creative, and you guys will own the majority still. But you've got 4 people who touch every base, so that makes it a home run.
We'd like to counteroffer.
Okay, so now it's 4 sharks. So we have Peter, Daymond, Mark, and Mr. Wonderful, Kevin. So I think this makes sense to some extent. 500,000 for 40%, it's a bit higher than what the entrepreneurs wanted. So let's see what a counter offer would be. I think when you have a good product, this is what happens. Every one of the investors in the Shark Tank wants to have a piece of the pie. And this is mainly due to the fact that they see the potential, right? They also see the sacrifices the entrepreneurs have made, and they see that the business is generating revenue. And so there's potential, sacrifices, and revenue generation. These 3 ingredients are crucial, and I think these 2 entrepreneurs have a very good mix of the 3 essential ingredients.
Can we talk for a second?
Sure.
If you guys don't mind, please.
No, go ahead.
Think about the amount of money that you would have to pay to get 4 sharks like us. The expertise that we bring is extreme in this case.
Let's say $700,000.
You do what you think is best. Okay.
So I'm just going to counter with this. Can we do 800,000, 40%?
I think you might be too greedy now. I think you've got a good deal of 500.
This is an interesting counter offer. So the offer from the Sharks, 500,000, 40%, and they came with a counter 800,000, 40%. So
Good deal at 500,000 for 40%.
If you give us the 40%, we will blow this thing up and your competitors will be in the dust. You'll be playing tunes of woe and misery for them.
Oh, you guys got a deal.
Yeah! Good job.
Good job, Peter.
Fantastic.
Stick with me.
Let's play some
I thought
blues
you were
together,
gonna
man.
lose that one. I'm so excited for
Thank
you.
you so much.
That was really impressive.
Thank you. We're so excited, you guys.
Well
This
done.
is wonderful.
All right.
Thank you.
Well done.
Congratulations.
Well done.
Thank you. I know.
I feel like crying.
So I think this has been a very interesting one. So I think 3 key things that I mentioned earlier in this reaction. The first one is the fact that the entrepreneurs communicated the sacrifices, that they had to make, right? Their journey. They communicated that quite succinctly. Number 2 was the fact that their business actually is generating revenue. Okay, so this actually shows the viability of the business or the business model that they have. And number 3 is the potential, the fact that what they currently are doing is just a tip of the iceberg. So they can, get into other countries with other languages. They could apply technology to have some form of synthesized translations for other countries. They could also do other, let's say, corporate events, weddings, individual events, birthdays. So the Sharks clearly saw all these 3 ingredients. So this would be my reaction to this Shark Tank. And if you're an entrepreneur out there, I'd like to encourage you that do not give up, keep grinding, and keep iterating, keep learning in the process. And definitely someday you would have a success like these 2 entrepreneurs have had. So I'll catch you in the next episode, and stay blessed. Bye-bye.
Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train.